What's up, guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video, and because today is the start of the contest, I wanted to go ahead and get this video out for you guys super quick, and that is to make sure that you guys are using the production guide correctly, because there's ways that you guys can use this to help you with your contest mayor's assignments. Now, I've noticed that a lot of you haven't really been using the production guide, and I think partially it's because you guys don't really understand how to use it, maybe. And so I wanted to kind of explain what the numbers mean and all that good shit. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment below. Gets the stuff bumped up and the algorithm going a little higher. Okay, so let's say that you have a assignment for cream, and you want to run a token on it, and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to run a silver token or a gold token. Well, now you can say, you know what, I can go to Missy's production guide and I can know exactly how many I can finish on a gold token or a silver token by simply looking at this chart. So when you're looking at my screen here, you see where it says cream max 440, that is the price, obviously. The total minutes it takes to make for a 3-star shop. That is what this main chart is, okay? So the main chart that you're seeing right here is for a maximum level shop. So I make a cream in 60 minutes. Now, I profit 300 coins because the materials cost $140. If I produce all the materials required for the cream, that is what I make per minute, the 105. But if I buy the materials, I make $5 per minute, okay? That's what these numbers mean. Now, when you scroll down here, you'll see it where it says amount of items made per/hour. So what this means is, based on the level shop that you have, the star shop that you have, it's going to tell you how many of that item you produce in a 1-hour increment. Now, we know that a cream for a 3-star shop takes 1 hour, which means if we scroll over to the 3-star shop, right there, so base level, where it says minus base, that is the normal shop with no upgrade. Then you have the 1st star, which is 10% discount. The 2nd star, which is a 15% discount, and the 3rd star, which is a 20% discount. So if you're looking at this chart where it says cream 1.0 on the 20% discount, that is a 3-star shop, which means we make 1 cream every hour, okay? Now, if you look over here, this is the build time that it takes per shop. So I know that if I have a 3-star shop and I'm looking at cream, it takes 60 minutes, okay? If I have a 15% discount, so a 2-star shop, it takes 63.75. That is how many minutes it takes total, okay? Now, looking down here, I put in there, it says 10% equals 1 star, 15% equals 2 star, and 20% equals 3 star. That is the level shops that you have. This here is the token chart, okay? So what this means is you're gonna find whatever level shop that you have. So look at your store and it'll show you right up above. There's 2 ways to find out which shop you have, okay? If you look at your shop, right at the very front of your shop, you're gonna see a little tiny sign. It's like a little sign, you know what I'm saying? And it's got like a 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star. Each shop has a little sign right out front where the parking lot is. And you can actually view that on other people's screens as well and see what level shop they have. Or you can click on the shop itself, and then directly above where the little yellow arrows are that you're going to use to cycle your shops with, right in the center of that, you'll see the 3 gold stars. If it's a 3-star shop, it'll be 3 gold stars. If you see a little green up arrow, it means that you have the ability to upgrade your shop, and you should do that every time you have that option available. It cuts down on the time it takes to produce items, and in turn saves you money, or, well, makes you money, okay? So You have an assignment to make 12 cream. Let's just say that hypothetically. And you have a 3-star shop. So you go to the chart and you say, okay, I need to find out how many cream I can make on a token based on what level shop that I have. So because I'm a 3-star shop, I'm going to go to the 20% discount section, which is right here, 20%, which I need to fix that little area right there in the center. Now, see right there where it says times 2, times 4, times 12, right? Right there, times 2, times 4, times 12. That is the tokens, right? So we know that a 3-star shop on a 12 times token can make 12 cream in 1 hour because we have it running in 1 hour increments because that's how long the tokens run for. So we know that if I had a assignment to make 12 cream, I know that I can make all 12 cream in 1 hour on a gold token, okay? Now, let's say that I was going to use a silver token. I would make 4 cream every hour on silver, which means I would have to run 3 hours worth of silver tokens to get the 12 cream that I needed to finish. So let's try something else. Let's go to a different shop, okay? Let's say that you need to make yogurts. You got to make 9 yogurts, okay? And you have a 2-star shop. I don't even know when you unlock yogurt, to be honest. I totally forgot. But just for the purpose of the exercise, you're going to go down to the tokens section. You're going to look at the 2-star shop, okay? So we have base, bronze, silver, gold in the base. Bronze, silver, gold in the star 1. Bronze, silver, gold in star 2, and bronze, silver, gold in star 3. So we know that 2 stars is the 15% time discount. It says right here, just above the chart. So if we wanted to do yogurt, that is the very bottom line. And we had to make 9 of them, remember? So if we did a times 12 token with a 2-star shop, we make 3.53. So 3.5, just over 3.5 yogurts every 1 hour on gold. Okay, we had to make 8. So 3, 6, or 9. So 3, 6, 9. So we got to run 3 hours worth of gold tokens if we wanted to make 9 yogurts, right? We would make 0.59 of a yogurt with 1 bronze token. So this is how you're going to use this chart to help you with your contest to mayor's assignments. Now this is actually really, really helpful, okay? If you guys are trying to play COM competitively, it is essential that you guys are well prepped, you multitask, that you work on multiple assignments at a time, not collecting on them necessarily, but at least prepping them and getting them ready for collection if it comes to that. You may not collect on them, but at least have them working or done or well prepared. If you see that you guys have a shovels task or something, it might be wise to start making shovels one at a time, of course, not filling your shop, and getting those prepped. So at every single shop should have 10 items ready for collection and 1 item actually making. You're going to use the yellow arrows to cycle through your shop so that you don't have to collect anything. And if you end up in a situation where you need to leave one shop open, it depends on what level you are, but you may just need to max out your storage so that you can actually click on the shop without, if you wanted to do all shops, right? Then you're going to have to click on something in order to be able to use the yellow arrows. Now, this is a really good tool. We put a lot of work into this, this particular production guide, okay? And it's not just meant for making money, okay? It can be used for multiple things. And you know, you guys, I was talking to a friend of mine from Hawaii. He hit me up recently he actually hit me up out of the blue. Never met the guy a day in my life, okay? But he's a very intelligent person. And he has a really, really weird way of looking at shit. Just like me. So when he looks at something, he sees something that most people don't see, okay? And so he had reached out to me on Facebook, and he was talking about, basically my potential and all that stuff, and how I go about explaining things, and how he's went to Juilliard and he's got all these degrees and stuff. And he was talking to me about the production guide, actual time and phantom costs and just all kinds of stuff. You guys, all the fancy words that go with what I'm saying. And me and him, when we get on the phone, we conversate for hours and hours. I mean, I think our last phone conversation was 8 hours long, okay? And it's just an overload of intelligent analysis is what I want to say. And we go through and we just start, crunching numbers or ideas or perspectives or theories or what have you. And we were talking about the production guide that me and CPT made. And he had mentioned that the production guide has all the data, right? So, as I said before in my videos, this here is the production chart. This right here is what you're looking at is a production chart. This is just data numbers, okay? If you go online to Google and you type in SimCity Buildit production chart, you will find X amount of websites that all have the same data in a sense. Like, they don't have quite as much as we do, like with the whole token guides and everything like that, but they give you basically what you know in your game. That's what those charts give you. We went a step further, and we gave you more than what those charts gave you. So all those other charts, they give you the build time, the material cost, and the sales price, which is all stuff that you can get right from your game, okay? They're not giving you anything that you don't already have. Now, what we did. We went and we gave you guys stuff you didn't have. And we went through and we did the math for you. And we said, you know what? We're going to not only give these people the material cost, the sales price, the total time it takes to make something. We're going to go ahead and give them several things. We're going to give them the per minute, what you make per minute, your per minute value, by materials purchased versus materials made. Now, the one thing that isn't in the guide here, and the reason it's not is because it would be ridiculous, okay, is actual time. Now, you have the total time it takes to make something, okay? So let's say that I wanted to say how much money I make per minute making a shovel, right? I need to add up the total time it takes to make the metal, the wood, the plastic, and the shovel. Then I would divide that total amount of minutes by the sales price, and that would be how much money I would make per minute making shovels. But what's interesting about the game is the shops only allow you to make one item at a time, whereas the factories allow you to make multiples. So we need the total time it takes to make a shovel from start to finish. Now, if we make the metal, the wood, and the plastic, we can run multiple different things at any one time. So we're not making metal and then making wood and then making plastic, right? We're making metal, wood, and plastic all at the same time. And so we need the total actual time it takes from start to finish to make one item. That is actual time. Now, that would be a really easy thing to do if you're talking about one step or two steps. But some of these items get further and further into the steps, like a smoothie, okay? You're going from metal, wood, plastic to make the shovel, to make the seeds, to make the saps. Saps go to melons, melons and veggies, veggies and melons go into smoothies. And you start adding up all these steps, and the numbers just start getting ridiculous, okay? So what we did was we said, no, we're not going to do actual time. We're going to do total time it takes to make, and then cost of materials. Now, we could do actual time, but that would be a lot of fucking work. Now, essentially, at the end of the day, what we did was we said, this is how many you can produce in a 24-hour time period, regardless of actual time. So, for instance, the reason that you make smoothies over shovels, the reason that you make donuts over smoothies is because of the amount that you can end up with, right? So the reason that donuts turn a lower per minute value, but are a better item to make is because of the availability. So let's say that you were to make a smoothie and you were to add up all the time it takes to make said smoothie, you're going to make more money than you do if you make a donut. But why do we tell people to make donuts? Well, because you can't make 40 smoothies in a day. Because of the melons. You can't make enough melons. So even though it takes, you got to look at the steps. The reason that donuts are a lower permanent value is because the main ingredients in the donuts are made through factories, not shops. Whereas smoothies, all the items, most of the items, are made through the shops where you can only produce one item at a time. Versus the donuts, so if you look at what the main valued minutes that go into a donut, okay? You got the 4 hours worth of sugar and the 3 hours worth of textiles and then the 20 minutes worth of seeds. Okay? That's a lot of time, right? Then you've got what goes into a smoothie. 24 minutes for the smoothie, 1 minute for the metal, 3 minutes for the wood, 9 minutes for the plastic, 24 minutes for the shovel, 20 minutes for the seeds, 16 minutes for the veggies, 72 minutes for the melons. See what I'm saying? So all those items that I just listed, besides the metal, wood, plastic, seeds, all those other items come from a store, not a factory. So when you see, okay, you can make 60 sugar in 4 hours, and you can make 60 texts in 3 hours, and you can produce 40 donuts in a day, versus you can make a smoothie with a higher permanent value, but a lower turnover rate. So you don't end up with 40 smoothies in a day. Now, if you were to have a whole stock of melons, you could make 40 smoothies in a day if you had the melons. But if you don't have 40 melons, you can't make 40 melons in a day. So you would end up having a shop be idle all day. So when you guys are looking at these charts that you see on the internet, and they give you a value where they say, okay, this is how much you can sell it for, and this is how much you make per minute. People look at that and they go with the highest per minute valued item. And they say, well, this one turns the highest per minute value, but they don't look at not only the time it takes to make said item, but which shop or factory item is it actually using. Because you can make multiple items in a factory at any one time, whereas in a shop, and then you have steps. It's kind of, and then you also have to take into consideration opportunity cost, right? So I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but that's when you guys are saying, you know what, by me not making this and me making this, a loss of opportunity is not a loss of profit. Now, that's a matter of opinion, okay? In my opinion, me being the broke ass that I am, if I'm told that I could have sold a car for $800 and I sold it for $400, I don't look at it like I profited $400. I look at it like I lost $400 because I could have sold it for $800. But technically, a loss of profit is not, a loss of opportunity is not a loss of profit. I missed the opportunity. I'm not missing any money. I'm still up $400. I could have been up $800, but I'm up $400. Now, that's kind of what it is with the SimCity world. You're making profit no matter what you make, you're making a profit. You're either going to make more of a profit doing one thing or more of a profit doing another thing. And so I'm talking to this guy, like I said, from Hawaii, and I'm like, you know, we talked about what you would want to make in a 24-hour time period to make the most money, to make maximum coins, right? Now, that's what this production plan is written for. So this here, these charts, this is the guide, okay? This is the chart, and this is the guide. So it's two things, and we combined it. Now, nobody's ever done that before. The only thing anybody else has ever done is they've looked at the chart, and then they tell you what item turns the highest profit in that shop. They don't tell you how many of that item to make. They don't tell you even really the most beneficial way to go about stuff. They don't tell you what to make at night. They don't tell you how to keep your shops running full time, because they'll tell you, well, this is the highest profitable item, but you can't really make that every day because of all of these other things, right? So what we did was we went through and we made a guide and a chart, and we combined them. Now, the guy from Hawaii brings up something interesting, which, I mean, I kind of had thought about. But what we did was we wrote a production plan, which is the part where we say produce 40 times donuts day and night. So you have 1,440 minutes in a 24-hour time period. Now, you are going to produce 40 donuts in that 24-hour time period. That is what we're telling you, okay? Now, that is to run your shops at maximum profit. But what we didn't do was we didn't go through and tell you guys, hey, you're going to run your shops differently based on, obviously other things within the game. So how should you run your shops when you're not doing maximum coins? So for many of you, you guys play the contest of mayors every single week, right? For many of you guys, you want to stock up on specific items for epic projects. So you're not always going to be running your stores just like this. This is for maximum coins, okay? So let's say it's the day off from the contest and you want to make some money. Or let's say that you're not doing comm this week at all and you just want to make money. This is what you're going to do. Now, let's say that you are like, you know what, it's a contest of mayors. How should I go through and run my shops now? Now, my advice to you, depending on what level you are, is to pick the item that you think you're going to get a task for that is worth a lot of points. Take that particular item and make 10 of them in each and every shop that you choose, and then have one item making at all times. This way, you don't have 11 items just sitting there and you're not making any money or anything, right? Now, let's say that you're making items for epic projects or just to prepare for the contest of mayors. How should you run your shops based off that? Well, that's what this is for. All you got to do is take this chart and say, you know what? I know that for my epic projects, I'm going to need 20 ladders, 20 paint, and you're going to stock up. And I have a list of items where I go through and I tell you guys which items you need 10 of and which items you need 20 of. Go through and say, you know what? I need 20 rolls. So I can make rolls at this rate on this token, and you can go through and you can pre-plan and you make a list of the items you need for your epic projects, and you go, okay, I'm going to run 112 times 12 token on this shop making this item, and I'm going to end up with this many rolls. Okay? Then I'm going to go to my barn and I'm going to run that shop with this many of this item. And what's so great about this chart here is, have you ever, and I know you have, but have you ever been looking at your shop and you're like, I don't know when the token's going to run out, so you're constantly checking it or forgetting about it? You don't have to do that now. You already know. You have an exact amount, right? So you know without a doubt that if you can make 12 cream on a times 12 token on a 3-star shop, that you can put 11 in queue, wait for the 1, and put the 1 down. And now you know you're safe to walk away, right? For X amount of time. Whereas before this chart, you couldn't do that. You're just like constantly checking it going, oh, I don't want it to run out, right? That's what's so great about this. The planks, for example. Let's look at planks. Planks with let's see. So planks right here. Let's go to a 3-star shop. With the times 12 token, we can make 30 planks in 1 hour, right? So that being said, all I have to do is break it down and go, okay, this is how often I need to check that shop. And that way you don't waste tokens. Or maybe you only wanted 20 planks, right? So you're like, okay, I would have to run 2 silver tokens to get 20 planks versus a gold token. That is how you guys can use this chart. And I see so many of you guys not using the guide. And this guide has so much information, you just got to know how to read it, right? this right here, this token chart is a really good tool to utilize. But more importantly, it's mostly it's it, it's basically a way for you to plan and micromanage your storage for whatever it is you need in the game. You're not going to be able to run your production plan one way every day forever. Okay, that's not realistic. There's items that you're going to need in the game to do certain things, whether it be epics, contest of mayors, maximum efficiency, whatever. And you need to know how to do that based on the items that you have unlocked, the time available, and the items that you need to take. Now, another thing that I've noticed is a lot of you guys are doing this thing where at the end of the contest of mayors or the end of an epic project, you're selling off all your revenue, okay? All your inventory. And that is the stupidest thing. Oh my God, the shit that I hear of you guys doing. So let me get this right. You have these, you do an epic project where you need X amount of each item to be productive. And what you do, instead of saying, you know what, at the end of this epic, I'm going to reevaluate all my storage, look at what I need to replace, and then try to run my production plan of maximum efficiency to replace coins, I'm going to sell off all my revenue that takes longer to make and turns less profit for coins, and then I'm going to go and make all of those same items that I already had again for less money. Really? That is ridiculous, okay? So is it more efficient to say, you know what, at the end of this epic project, I'm going to sell off all my stuff and I'm going to have 200,000 coins. I'm going to spend the next 2 days trying to make all of the items that I just sold for money, right? Turning less profit and running my shops like crap to make up for all the items I just sold? Or would the smarter thing be to, at the end of my epic, stop, go through my list, say, okay, I need 20 ladders and I have 12 left. So I know I need to make 8 ladders. I know I need to make 10 paint. Make the items or look for the items that you need to fill your inventory back up to where you need to be, and then spend the next 2 days or day making these items that we have listed here that turn the highest profit and getting coins that way. You're going to get more coins running your production plan more efficiently than you are selling off all of your leftover stuff, okay, that you have to replace. So you can either spend the next 24 hours making 80 donuts and getting $70,000, or you can spend the next 2 days making rolls and cream and beef and whatever it is that you sold off and getting a fraction of that, right? Because now you're also not understanding that the cost of an epic is not what you have and what you ended with. That is not an accurate cost. An accurate cost of your epic project is what you put into it. I don't care if you went and bought 10 TVs on Global if you only donated 2. I don't care if you started with $100,000 in the bank and you ended with $120,000 because you collected your taxes and you collected sales price, right? None of that matters. All that matters is what you donated to the epic project. That's it. So unless you're going based off that, that is not your cost, okay? What you had and what you have is not your cost. Now, I just wanted to kind of touch base on that because I see all this work and I see this really wonderful tool here and so many people not using it. And like I said, I think it was just because they really didn't really know what they were looking at or how to use it, which if you're not the person that made it, it kind of is confusing to look at. So if you need a copy of this, it's available on our Facebook page. Type in SimCity Buildit, MissyAnne, hit join. If you click the announcements section, it is right there. It says Missy and CPT's production plan. There's also a copy of our Contest of Mayors guide there and a copy of the Missy's Building Guide as well. Okay? You'll get the link. You'll click the link. and you can go ahead and print it. It is a 19-page production plan. If you're a level 18 player, your part of the plan, because we wrote a separate plan for you guys, is at the bottom, okay? So right here, you'll see it says level 18 production plan. It's in blue. We went through and we told you guys exactly what to make, how to make it, all that good stuff, and what you're going to end up with, okay? So for those of you guys who need this copy, that's where you guys can pick the copy up at. And I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I got to help some people with their assignments.